Lastly, we have been talking about the 31 jail deaths in the Valdosta and Lowndes County Jail that nobody wants to talk about. We want to thank the newspapers a decade ago for highlighting the fact that Valdosta and Lowndes County are leading the state of Georgia in jail deaths from 1994 to 2009. The number was 31 that I have record of. There was more, but we cannot get the information from the elected officials in the state of Georgia because there is apparently no requirement for the cities and counties in the state of Georgia and perhaps prisons to report how many American citizens or retired and active duty military veterans die while in the hands of law enforcement and in those jail cells. And so from 2009 forward to 2015, we don't know how many people have died in the jails in the state of Georgia because won't nobody talk about it. There is no requirement to be reported to the general public. Our sons and our daughters go to fight these wars for our beloved nation, the best nation on the planet today. Yet, it is as if deaths in the Valdosta, Lowndes County Jail and in other jails across the state of Georgia is top secret, and the people of America and the world does not have a right to know. I believe that it is a disgrace under our form of government for the people to cry out and ask a question. How many of our sons and daughters, for whatever reason, are dying in the jails in the state of Georgia? And why is not that information public? And when you write the sheriff's department in many counties in the state of Georgia, they will not respond to you, or they will give you a partial list with the approval of a county attorney that seems to control, suppress, and abate the information that should be in alignment with Georgia Attorney General Sam Olin's handbook on open records and sunshine laws. Look. I haven't been reporting much here in Valdosta because I've been out of town. But now I'm spending a whole lot of time in Valdosta, and we want you to know what people are going through. Today I was sitting down at McDonald's on the north side of town, and I had this Caucasian brother that come to me, and he said to me, "Are you G.B.R.?" I said, "Yes." He said, "I want you to know I'm talking to a celebrity." I said, "Well, I didn't know that." He said, "And I want you to know that I enjoy the work that you are doing, although I disagree with some of the information you publish." Now, I respect that. Not only that, I expect that. I respect that, and I expect that. So I asked him, what is it that you disagree with me on, because maybe I need to change my tune? And he said to me, "I agree with you when you say that the good old boys get the economics of the contracts that comes into the city and county." He said, "I agree with you on that, and I agree with you on much other stuff." I said, "My beautiful brother, I want to know what you disagree with me on." He gonna see this video, and if I'm lying, I'm asking him to call me on it, but he can't. He won't find me lying, because that's not the flavor of my nature, nor the nature of my flavor. I love the truth. I don't like game plans, because I don't have to. I don't have to answer this phone because I'm in control of my own destiny. Years ago, I was not, because I didn't know where I came from. But when I began to study the ancient history of the Ethiopians and the history of the Mayas and the history of the white supremacist group under the proper name, let me give the proper name, the white Christian identity group, I have a greater respect for other religions of the world, and I have a greater respect for you, and you. If you're a Christian, Muslim, Hindu, or if you follow the Torah, the Holy Quran, or the Gita among the Indians, or if you study the book of the 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 books of Moses, or if you study the Holy Bible, or if you study the book of Josephus, or if you go back into the study of the Sumerians, or if you go back into the Pre-Adamites, or if you go back to the Native Americans, or if you go to the Caucasus Mountains, or if you just go back in back of the back, I've tried to go back there so I could come forward. And so when this young Caucasian brother came to me, we met, we sat down, we talked, we dialogued. Brother Robertson came up and I enjoyed the dialogue. And so I want to say to all of you, just got back from Mooresford Bridge. I posted that YouTube. I'm going to post it. And I want you all to know that don't think it's strange when you would have people to stand before the people here in Valdosta and Lowndes County at a public meeting, and the newspaper and the television stations will not even report what happens at a public meeting in the state of Georgia. Don't let that surprise you. Right now, I'm covering approximately 16 cities and counties, and this is nothing new. And the strange thing about it, my brothers and sisters, is that the same newspaper, not this one, but a lot of the same newspapers are owned by the same political persuasion. And so what you're getting is what they want you to have, excluding the black news that concern you, your mother, your father, and your children's destiny. And we have, as black Americans, nobody to blame but ourselves. Now, I just bought $5 worth of this newspaper this morning because I wanted some extra copies to send to my friends outside of Lowndes County to make my point that what these black Americans spoke at a public meeting after the meeting adjourned is not included. It's not on your TV channels here in South Georgia. So it is as if though a tree fell in the forest, and then they tell us that the forest did not fall. I mean, that there is no forest, and that the tree did not fall in the forest because the forest don't exist. Yet we know that we produce children, and we know that the children are caught up in the forest of poverty, and we know that they were sitting beneath the tree, and that they bear the scars of the tree that fell in the forest. Yet they tell us that what took place at this meeting is in the newspaper. So when you think that the Valdosta Daily Times is giving you the rest of the story, after the meeting adjourned, you got another thing coming. Now, if I am telling a lie, let me just say it again. If I am telling a lie, words, statements that I cannot prove, then I need to be called on the carpet. I need to be set down on television or set down before this camera, before those who are responsible for keeping the general public informed, especially about the money and the political aspirations of our active duty and retired disabled veterans who may want to run for public office. Look, if they don't know what happened because there is no news media outlets under the name of a free press in Georgia or in Lowndes County that will keep us educated, then we will remain deaf, dumb, and blind to the times and unable to make intelligent decisions based on facts. But somebody is going to church. Somebody is going to mosque. Somebody is going to synagogue. Somebody is going to temples. But if you don't go to your public meetings and find out what is going on, because the newspapers and the television stations discovered during the civil rights movement that there will never be a full-fledged civil rights movement again, because they are going to ensure that the general public will never be educated again. So those who control the television, the newspaper, the radio, and the internet, they say, never again will we report the truth to the people of America. We want them deaf, dumb, and blind to the times so we can control them. So they will never know about those of us who are in the clique and among the slicks. But according to the volume of sacred law, St. John 8:32, which says, "And ye shall know the truth, and that the truth shall set and make you free." Galatians 6:7 says, "For God is not mocked, for whatsoever a man sow, that shall he also reap." And the 133rd Psalm says, "Behold how good and how pleasant it is for brethren to dwell together in unity. For it is like the precious ointment upon the head that ran down upon the beard, even Aaron's beard, as the dew of Hermon, and as the dew that descended upon the mountains of Zion. For there the Lord commanded the blessings, even life forevermore." In closing, these are my last remarks. To my black brothers, to my black sisters, and to all black children, may I give you a piece of advice? Don't you dislike white folk. Don't hate white folk. White folk was fighting for me, you, and your children before we knew what the fight was all about here in North America. And I believe God inspired a white European by the name of Apostle Paul to close the book out like this: "For we fight not against flesh and blood, but against powers and principalities of power and spiritual wickedness in high places." Thank you for listening. I'm George Valdosta Rhymes. I love truth, but above all, after I put 21 years in the United States Armed Forces, I said to myself, after I got back to America and saw how they are taking our rights away, and the dumb, stupid military veterans sit down and won't say a damn thing about it, I don't want to be among those veterans here in the United States of America. If you can put your life on the line in foreign wars, if you can join the Green Berets, the Special Forces, and others that we don't even know about, why in heck don't you come back to America and fight for your rights, the rights of your mothers, your fathers, your sisters, your brothers, whether they be black, white, German, Christian, Muslim, Jew, Hindu, or you? Bye-bye, we gone.